Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Last time we had discovered we had traveled to what I guess is the ninth reflection, and we are investigating what life is like in Alexandria and what's going on there, and trying to solve things before the Queen deletes herself. Or, well, deletes everything that matters about herself. But, yeah, so let's dive on back in. Alright, we are live.
Oh, no.
Oh, I forgot that we were in this area.
Yeah, I had to think about it for a minute to even remember where we were. Hey, KJ, when you're ready to teleport here, the teleport is the very last one on the list.
Very last one. Okay. Zach Squirrel, Bagate.
You're looking for Laynode something or other. The region should be Living Memory.
Okay. Okay. I see where it went. That's right off of the list itself on my sidebar, not the crystal.
Gotcha.
I was looking on the crystal and I was like, where? Oh.
And this place feels so much like a city, I kind of forget we can mount here. Despite the fact that there are enemies moving around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, this apparently wasn't the way I needed to go. I guess the little red tape warning on that little alley was telling me the truth. Also, I like the name of that enemy. Remembered. I guess I probably could have jumped in the water. But, yeah. I feel like that might actually be slower than going on the mount around.
still slower.
Oh, there's a aetheryte thing to the left.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, Kakiwa, you're not going to disappear when we shut this terminal down, right? Not just yet. It's the Arrow terminal in the northwest zone that holds my memories. You already know how to operate the terminal. It's the same process as the fountain's controls. I leave it for you to decide when to shut it down. Doing so will cause the endless here to fade away, together with this beautiful scenery. If you still wish to speak with people or see the sights, you'll want to do that first. Upon shutting down the hydro terminal, it will not be possible to restore Canal Town to its present form.
Ooh, wow.
We want to shut it down, or do we want to look around first?
Did we find everything we needed to?
Yeah, it wouldn't take away like sightseeing stuff, would it?
I wouldn't think so. Probably just NPCs.
Okay.
But if we want to do a sweep around the perimeter, we can.
I'm fine with either. I don't. Anybody else has a preference? That's fine. It does make me like trigger nervous though.
We'll go for a sweep.
Yeah.
I would suspect that there's not much over here, but it's always worth
Yeah.
taking a look.
Wow. Random.
Does not appear to have dropped anything.
KJ got an achievement though.
Did I? Figure big game?
Oh, does that mean that that was a hunt target for you, KJ?
Apparently it's like 10 of those. Rank B, Elite, Mark.
Interesting.
Well, that reminds me that once again I have failed to talk to the hunt board for quite a while.
Yeah.
KJ.
Did that?
Push a
How come I
button.
didn't get in there?
Yeah.
I did. I thought I was in there for some damn reason. And then I'm like looking up that what you call it, the achievement, and I was like, la di da. It almost looks as if they didn't finish this off anyway.
Okay, that was funny.
Because it's deep, considered deep water in that little section.
Yeah, but I didn't even land in it. It was just you guys.
I got to the thing. I gotta see the there anything over here. Okay, nope.
Oh, these fluid souls are weird looking.
Mm-hmm. Found an aether current.
Okay. Whoa. I mean,
It's interesting
This
because
looks like,
it's just such a facade, you know?
Uh-huh.
yeah, unfinished plot or unfinished area.
It's like a theme park.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But also, I'm not even seeing any NPCs to delete. So
Nope.
I think we're probably clear to flip the off switch.
Okay. I wonder if they'll ever come out with the housing skins to look like this.
Indeed. It might also just be a case of the area's going to get ugly when we turn this off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe more hostile. I am flipping the switch. Or I guess Wu Klamat is flipping the switch.
Yeah.
Interesting. The plant life is real.
Yeah.
Sleep tight, everyone.
Getting a lot of ellipses out of Aaronville lately.
Mm-hmm.
This hurts. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. But the only way now is forward. Don't torment yourselves so. I ask this of you, so the burden lies with me. And remember, we endless are but facsimiles crafted from memories. You needn't feel guilt for erasing us. Be that as it may, it's so hard to say goodbye. It is. Nonetheless, it's our duty as the living to know and remember them. So, let's pull ourselves together and keep at it. Keep seeking them out. I'd appreciate that. Come, let's head to the next zone. Yesterland, it's called, and another zip line at the Gate of Remembrance will take you there. Ah, but I ought to mention, while shutting down a terminal should erase the endless bound to it, those with strong unresolved feelings may linger for a time. If you encounter such individuals, perhaps you could lend them an ear, for their hopes are proof that they once lived. Which would explain why there might be quests now.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you know? There are quests now. One of which is purple, and probably gives an aetheryte.
Yeah.
Or aether current. You'll never guess what just happened. There I was, right in the middle of one of my tours, and my customers just up and vanished. There's nothing worse than not being able to see something through to the end. I need to do something with all this pent-up pep. I don't think I've ever given you the tour, so how about it? I promise I won't take up too much of your time. Now, Canal Town wouldn't be Canal Town without its water, and where better to dip your toes into the local history in two of our storied fountains. Come, I'll be waiting for you at the Font of Devotion. There you are. For such an obliging participant, I'll have to pull out all the stops. According to the legends, there are two water sources imbued with mystical properties in Canal Town. The first being this fountain right here. They say that a mere mouthful is enough to fill you with vim and vigor. Given that the town prides itself as a resort of revitalization, there could hardly be more fitting fountain. Whether you believe the old tales about its healing waters is another matter. Myths are myths, after all. I hope you're not too disappointed. Nevertheless, though, its waters may be decidedly mundane, the font still lives up to its name. Over the years, crowds have flocked to the fountain, invariably leaving soothed and refreshed. For those who display such devotion, perhaps there is something to be gained from a gulp or two. I hope that whet your appetite, because another fountain awaits. Come and meet me on the eastern side of town. At least the quest is taking us in the correct direction.
That's always nice.
Excellent. Allow me to continue. You stand before another storied fountain. The waters are said to bring happiness to whoever tosses in a coin. And if you're already blessed with happiness, I'm sure a different wish wouldn't go unanswered. Plenty of folks use it to do just that in the days gone by. Are the legends to be believed? Well, there's only one way to find out. Here, take this coin and make a wish. I know I ought not to ask, but what did you wish for? Going with option one. I see. It sounds like you have some weighty responsibilities. You know, I've given this tour countless times, but not once have I made the wish myself. And not because I pour scorn on the legends or anything like that, I just never got around to it. But thanks to you, I got to finish my tour. To mark the occasion, I think I might just toss a coin in. Now, as for my wish, if I had another chance at life, I'd want to connect with as many people as I can. I worked here as a tour guide in my former life, too, before it became a home for the endless. Living memory was open to living, breathing folks seeking relaxation and revelry. Boy, did I guide a lot of people back then. I never tired of sharing my knowledge and hearing visitors' wonderful stories. Suppose that's why I took up the same job as an endless, and I'm proud of that. Proud of staying true to myself. But you didn't come here to hear me harp about my life. Thank you for sticking with me till the end. I hope you enjoyed yourself as much as I did. Here's hoping our wishes come true. Farewell, my final customer. I kind of expected that quest to end with him flicking the coin into the fountain. Camera follows the coin and then just zooms out to us standing by ourselves. System reboot complete. Error. Error. User registration confirmed. I bid you welcome to Yesterland, where the dreams of children and inner children alike come true. Please enjoy your stay. I do find it very funny that they travel between zones by ziplining.
Yeah. Oh, this one will be sad to shut down because that's so pretty cool.
Yep. Deleting the amusement park will not be fun. Amazing. Is this also a recreation of an actual place? After a fashion, Yesterland is themed upon a period of peace before the storm surge had engulfed the world in conflict. It was a golden age for Alexandria, and they've captured it here in the form of an amusement park. Well now, another large-scale attraction. Option 2 is very much me, but I'm going with option 3. Feels like the gold saucer. Doesn't it? It's exciting to simply step through the entrance. I imagine this is how we're intended to feel. On the far side of Yesterland is a castle. That's where the terminal is located, in the basement. I'll go ahead and wait for you there. Take what time you need to get acquainted with the locals. Have fun now. Like before, we'll speak with the Endless. We'll learn what's dear to them before doing what we must. Right, let's start by exploring and getting our bearings. Appearing to be a domicile, this building resembles those that lie submerged in heritage found. The windows are composed of a colorful array of stained glass. The beautiful artwork on the ground depicts a swirl of stars. Perhaps such a sight was once visible in the Alexandrian night sky. Oh, hello there, mister. We're just talking about Sir Otis. Do you know him? He's a bit odd and doesn't get jokes, but he's really strong and can vanquish fiends in a flash. He's probably out there fighting right now. When I grow up, I want to be strong like him. The Sir Otis the children spoke of calls to mind another Otis. It might be worth seeking the man out to confirm his identity. Because it can't be that Otis. They didn't have a backup of him. Unless they took a backup when they created Otis.
Maybe.
Although I want to say he said they couldn't do that. Maybe they didn't tell him they could. I don't know.
He should have a mustache is all I'm thinking.
I agree with this statement. A man is engaged in battle with fiends. He may need a helping hand. This one doesn't seem to have a mustache, alas.
I know not who you are, but my thanks for your timely aid.
Your bite's so strong!
That was amazing, Otis! And you too, mister!
Ha ha ha! Fiends such as these are naught to be feared.
Well then, dealt with it already.
Be at ease, one and all. So long as I, Sir Otis, live and breathe, no citizen shall come to harm.
Otis! Of all the people, could you really be that, Otis?
I'm certain I do not know what you mean by that, Otis. I am who I am, and I should very much like to know who you are.
You're Sir Otis Villona, Lord Captain of the Royal Knights of Alexandria, yes? We met you while searching for Gululja. You cooked a most delicious repast for us. Fought beside us in Solution 9.
Gululja. Solution 9. I've never heard of such things. These events of which you speak are utterly unknown to me. As are you. I'm quite confident I would recall if we had met before. Could this be? Villainy! You seek to bewilder me for purposes most foul!
No villainy intended, I swear. Tell me I'm not mad. This is definitely the Otis we know.
I say! What are you whispering about there? Wait! I've no time for this. I must attend to my preparations for the founding celebration. The children begged and begged that I perform in the marquee play, and I cannot possibly disappoint them. I take my leave of you. Good.
Founding celebration?
Well, that behavior was very much like the character they based him on in Final Fantasy IX, so definitely Otis. Gods, what a surprise to meet Otis. He might not be the exact same as the one we met in Heritage Found, but still. Thinking back, he mentioned that he was a test subject for soul preservation. That might explain why he's here in this way. In any case, I'd love to talk to him some more. There are some things I need to tell him. Right, let's go after Otis. He's bound to know about the past, about the Alexandria of old, as well as Sphene when she was a living person. The problem is, he doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk. Perhaps we can offer to help him with this founding celebration? That might warm him up to us. He set off this way. Come on. Are you harmed? Are you unharmed? The latter, methinks. To which Her Highness replies with her winsome smile. I am thanks to you, my dearest Otis. Have we slipped and fell into a Hildebrand quest? You again? I'm going with option 2. Shall I play the part of the queen? I appreciate the offer, but there's no need. The script is my own work, you see, and I know Princess Fiend's lines even better than my own. There is, however, a scene with which I struggle. Hey, this looks like fun. Can I join in? You as well? I thought I said I was busy. You did, but we thought that maybe we could help. You're getting ready for the founding celebration, yes? I am, and if truth be told, we are in dire need of assistance. For this edition of the celebration, there is to be a play about the history of our realm for the children's enjoyment. But with fewer of us being given form, we haven't enough hands to carry out the production. Thus have I been tasked with not only writing the script, but performing myself besides. Calm down, it's all right. We really are happy to help in any way we can. Just tell us what to do. For the same reason the production is short-handed, it has become difficult to gather a crowd. I'd be obliged if you could spread word of the play to the children of Yesterland. Consider it done. We'll take ourselves around and talk to the younglings. Splendid. And to better appeal to them, we have adorable animal costumes for you to wear, together with your cheeriest bearing, of course.
I am an animal.
All right. Anything to make the children happy. Let's see. Ah, yes, this one should be suitable for you. Oh, it's a glamour. I was confused for a moment when you handed me the device. I have something in mind for you as well. Let me know when you are ready and I shall activate it for you. Please don't turn me into an elephant. Please don't turn me into an elephant. Ready, are you? Then let us have you don your costume at once. Better than an elephant. Marvelous. There's not a child that would fail to be delighted. It really does suit you. I assume we're all rabbits, right? Okay. Now that you are suitably attired, I pray you go forth and promote our play to the children. Concentrate your efforts here in the vicinity of the air cab station and see that you make it fun. In the meantime, I shall continue my own preparations here. Should your costumes wear off, I shall provide you with another. Oh, a rabbit monster! You shall rue the day you crossed paths with this royal knight. There's going to be a play with knights and stuff? Come on, let's go watch. We can catch the air cab later. There is a lookout point up here on the top platform, but also one of the quest NPCs we need to talk to, so you can't miss it. Oh, are you here to look at Queen's Fiend too, Mr. Rabbit? That great big golden statue is exactly what she looks like. That's what my mom told me, and she's a scientist. My mom also told me that the terminal is a tomb. Her Majesty must watch over all of us from there. A play about the realm's founding? I love history. That sounds great. I'll let my mom know so we can go watch together. Thank you, Mr. Rabbit.
Can't do it well in costume, so.
Ah. Well, well, who should interrupt my air cab watching but a person in a silly costume? Let me guess, you're here to tell me about the play. Don't bother, I've seen it no less than 50 times already. Otis is going to be performing as himself. Now that's a new twist on an old classic. Alright, just for that I'm willing to see the play again. Oh, hello there, Mr. Rabbit. What's the matter? Ah, the play. I know about it. They sometimes have performances over at the castle. I've seen it before, so I was going to give it a miss, but if you say it's special this time, all right, I'll go. Look, it's a rabbit. What is it? Want to play with us, do you? There's going to be a play about Queen's Fiend? I want to see it. We'll head over to the castle right away. Thanks for telling us. All right, Otis, free me from my rabbit-shaped hell. You finished making your rounds? Excellent. I shall take the costume off your hands. Thanks to you, the two of you, for promoting the play in my stead. I could memorize the lines to my satisfaction. I am grateful beyond measure. Don't mention it. It was fun meeting endless children. Endless children. What an odd thing to say when we're endless ourselves. It's complicated. I'd explain it to you, but the play is due to start soon, isn't it? Aye, very soon. I must needs make my way to the venue to see to the final preparations. Let's talk later then. We'll be cheering you on from the crowd. By all means. But hold on. What would you say to performing in the play as well? Are you serious? No, definitely not. I've never done anything like that, and I don't think I can learn lines on very short notice. Ha! Rest assured, it wouldn't be a difficult part. What I have in mind for the two of you is a little swordplay duel between Alexandrian and Lindblom soldiers. That is certain to please the children, and without the need for words. What do you think? Have at you, Lindblom scum. Huh, that keen, are you? All right, you asked for it. Then it's settled. I shall prepare your costumes for you. You need but engage in a mock fight. While there isn't much time for a rehearsal, the little mistakes are all in good entertainment. With that, I shall go and inform the troop members of the changes. Pray make your way to Proto-Alexandria and await further instructions. That's the castle where the terminal is. When we shut it down, Yesterland and the Endless in it are also fade away. So, let's give them a show to remember. And we'll remember them too. Them and what it is that they seek to preserve through this celebration.
I come back up and look out.
Yep. That's why I'm pointed in this direction.
You're going to. Then, yeah. I already did.
Ah. I've never actually noticed the landing animation. Emo, it very much looked like you just snapped your back in two when you hit the ground.
Uh-huh. I don't like it at all.
Also, I don't know if this is meant to be a Final Fantasy IX reference or not, but the first act of Final Fantasy IX is putting on a play at Alexandria Castle.
Oh, all right.
Of course, you're putting on a play as a distraction so you can kidnap the princess, but you're still putting on a play.
True.
And that is very similar to what Alexandria Castle looked like in FF9. Right, let's give it our best and have some fun.
Well, this seems to be the right place. What's on the program, I wonder?
And where are the others, for that matter?
Oh yeah, they don't know about what we're about to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tonight's performance is a story that takes place long, long ago. A great conflict rages over precious electrope, and the kingdom of Alexandria has been embroiled in the chaos. When the royal capital comes under siege, the kingdom's valiant knights lay their lives on the line for their beloved Princess Sphene. I bid you keep your handkerchiefs at hand. Now, without further ado, yeah, it's a royal knight!
I beg your pardon? What a twist!
Unbelievable.
Ha! Yeah! Arg! I am...
You must flee! All of you! Princess Sphene!
Are you unharmed?
Oh, I am...
My dear...
And so, in no small part due to the valor of the royal knights, the kingdom succeeds in repelling the invaders. But their jubilation proves short-lived. For in mad defiance, the enemy unleashes a forbidden weapon which brings about a terrible calamity. Full many lose their lives. The good Queen Sphene, shining vision of hope, among... Go to her! You're supposed to... What's happening?
Is it over already?
And then, though the people grieved their queen's tragic passing, guided by her legacy of compassion... Oh boy. They, worked hand in hand to overcome an age of hardship, and in time, they built a peaceful and prosperous Alexandria. A new Alexandria.
Pray forgive me. The memories. They had me in a...
All's well that ends well. I wouldn't dwell on it.
If I may ask, during your improvisation, you spoke up. And so I'm given to wonder, do you hail from a time after mine own?
We do. And we're living.
My word! That I should meet the living in this place. There is another question I dread to speak aloud. A question I couldn't bring myself to pose to newcomers, out of fear of the truth. Alexandria. Does it still exist?
It does. It isn't quite the place you knew, but it endures. The descendants of your people walk its streets and live each day to the fullest as proud Alexandrians.
They live. I had failed to protect my queen, but to hear that, it brings me a measure of peace.
You were there too, Otis. That is an incarnation of you.
Of me? That's absurd. But wait, something comes back to me. When they were researching a means to resurrect Her Majesty, memory preservation or some such, I volunteered to be a test subject. No. It is a fog I cannot pierce. But pray, tell me, this incarnation of myself, what...
That's not all. He was a father in all but name to the new king, Gulul. Whatever you may have failed to do, you're the noblest of souls, Otis. And your deeds, your sacrifice, gave us hope that we sorely needed.
Ha! 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 'Tis a miracle. Verily, there can be no other way to describe it.
It is. It really is. We bear the legacy of your other self, and we'd be glad to bear yours as well.
My, what comfort you offer! With such dependable souls to take up my shield, I may rest easy indeed. I beg you, watch over our new king. The war changed my queen. To her final moment, grief darkened her gentle countenance. I've not the honor of knowing Galul Jah, but I pray that for all his days, he...
We'll see to it he does, Otis. I swear.
Well, we're here. Are you having doubts? No, I'll do what I came to do. Just the fonder you are of someone, the harder it is to say farewell. If you're ready, then I am too. Flipping the switch. Alright, let me just say a word about those we met here.
That night, he was the one who looked after Gululja. And now you follow in his footsteps.
And those of others as well. We've come to know how much Svin's people loved her, how much they yearned for peace. All of this we'll carry with us.
I see.
Like waking up from a sweet dream to bitter reality. But I'll never forget my time with the Endless, or the pain I feel now. We're more than memories stored in machines. So long as someone remembers us and carries on our legacy, we'll never truly fade away. So far, there appears to be no change with the Meso terminal. So let's take the opportunity to visit another zone. I'll say Asil Volcane in the northeast. The place with the volcano, eh? And I suppose we're to use the zip line again? You know it. Like before, I'll take care of the guard at the gate of remembrance. Come on, let's head back.
Oh. Very little noise. So awesome.
Crow cats. Hey, mister. Can you believe it? I just finished setting up a brand new game for my friends, and they've all only gone and disappeared. Unbelievable. Took me ages to think of all the clues and hide them around town. I guess it was all for nothing. Hold on, I've got a great idea. Why don't you give it a go? Trust me, you'll have a great time. Okay, here's the first riddle. By yesterday's gate stands a tiny mountain piled high. See if you can figure out where I've hidden the next clue. You find a hidden scrap of parchment inscribed with the next clue. Congratulations on solving the first clue. Here's your next clue. 4 lamps loom over streets of glass, but only one true light shines on Her Majesty. You find a hidden scrap of parchment inscribed with the next clue. Great job on solving the second riddle. Here's your next clue. Over the river in sight of the spiral, behind the pointy hat, hide the shrubs you seek. On my WoW UI, I have moved my toolbar that I have all my mounts on to the far right side of my screen and have the bar set to be invisible unless I mouse over it. And I just spent a good 15 seconds mousing around that region on my screen wondering why my mounts weren't appearing. You're a dab hand at this. Just one final clue to go. The princess awaits your return. P.S. You'll also need the password. I want to be your canary. Whoa, you found me. I'm guessing you know the password too, right? Amazing. You passed with flying colors. Now that you finished, I thought I'd tell you how I came up with the clues. The first clue was by yesterday's gate, a tiny mountain piled high. Of course, I meant the entrance to Yesterland, and a stack of crates a few steps away. There was one kid who used to hang around by the gate and make sure any newcomers quickly got the lie of the land. The lie of the land. Pretty nice of them, right? Alright, time for the next one. The four lamps looming over the streets of glass. Well, they're the streetlights in Starglass. The bit about one true light shining on Her Majesty is because you were supposed to look at the street lamp closest to the Meso terminal. From there, you could see Queen Sphne's statue from in between the air cab rails. Quite a sight, huh? For the third part of the puzzle, my clue was over the river inside of the spiral. Behind the pointy hat hide the shrubs you seek. The river I'm talking about is the old Electrope River, and the spiral is the air cab station staircase. And the pointy hat? Easy. That's the building with the funny shaped roof. Whenever we used to play hide and seek, it was always a popular spot. I figured it'd be a great place to leave a clue. The last clue about the princess waiting for your return, well, I wrote that because princesses live in castles, and that's where I was waiting. I bet you're dying to hear about the password too, right? I want to be your canary is the code we'd use when we needed to help someone with keep something secret. It's the title of an old play about a princess who falls in love with a commoner. That's the great thing about this game. It's not just about having fun, it's also a great introduction to Yesterland for anyone who's just arrived. Everyone knows about the Bergmayer ring and the Esperance wheels, don't they? I wanted to take folks off the beaten trail and make sure they learned our password. Although I guess I won't need it anymore. Still, I'm glad you played my game, mister. I think I'll go for one last wander about the place. It's been fun. Thank you. Also, I Want to Be Your Canary was the title of the play that we did at the beginning of Final Fantasy IX.
Okay.
Not that I remembered that until she mentioned it, but... Error. Download complete. User registration confirmed. Dauntless adventurers, I bid you welcome to Asleen Volcanae, the sanctuary of the strong. Fight with courage and honor that your legend may resound forevermore in the arena of valor. Only an illusion. It's only an illusion. What's this now? Don't tell me you're afraid of the lava. No, not on your life. It isn't even real, is it? Oh, definitely not. But don't take my word for it. Jump in and see for yourself. No need. I believe you. That there is the terminal. You can get to it via the caverns that run through the volcano. I'll go ahead and wait for you. Take care around the wildlife now. Aaronville? I'll explore alone. You needn't worry. I'll give the wildlife a wide berth. Poor Aaronville. He's still coming to terms with it. You can hardly blame him. Let's leave him be for now. Come on, let's get moving ourselves. Looks like we have two paths to choose from. I thought I saw Kakiwa heading left, though. Well, that would seem to be a detour. I must say I'm rather curious about that round building. Well, I'm always up for the scenic route. Let's follow after Kakiwa and see what that building's about. See what the building's about.
Laura, are you okay?
Yeah, sorry.
Found her. A brown building with seating for spectators. Might this be a fighting arena? Aaronville is elsewhere, of course. Well now, look who came this way too. Great minds, as they say. This appears to be a fighting arena. Is it also a recreation of an actual place? In all likelihood, while I don't know the details, I understand such facilities were once common across the land. Though it's closed at the moment, even Solution 9 has the Arcadian. It may well be a legacy of the past. Anyway, it seems the next match is about to begin. As I've already spectated my fill, I will move on. But you ought to head inside for a look. Potato fight.
That rather resembles Arcanima, wouldn't you agree?
Indeed. While similar arts could have developed independently across reflections, this verges on being identical.
Is something wrong?
What?
Do we know each other from somewhere?
Come on, dear!
Oh, I'm sorry, but I must be going.
Wait, please!
You're new here, I gather. It may seem strange at first, but give it time. You'll grow accustomed to it soon enough.
No, I'm not. Rather, I'm, Oh, what can I say? Of course. This earring. Do you recognize it?
Impossible.
My name is Kryle. When I was a baby, I was taken from this world to another, where I grew... I know not how much time has passed for you, and, things may not be as you expect them to be, but... I'm here now. This earring, it contained a code with which I was able to reopen the gate. And I did, and I'm here.
Could it be as she claims?
She's not lying. I can tell. And there is no mistaking the earring. Oh. How you've grown, my duck.
It has been 20...
Yes, names. I'm Rope. Doubtless, we have a mountain of questions for each other. But perhaps we can take this somewhere quiet? The Heatwells, for instance. There's a spot there where we can relax and chat.
Not sure I agree with Wu Clement's sentiment here. We are, after all, here to delete them, Wu Clement. Could it be that the system orchestrated this reunion as well? Forgive me. This is all so much to take in. I'm struggling to collect my thoughts. Alright, I feel a little calmer now. I thought myself prepared for the possibility, but to actually come face to face with my parents was overwhelming. And having been parted from them as an infant, I'm not sure how to behave. Take your time. After everything that has happened, you deserve to do so. You have many things to say to one another. Now you can say them. Indeed, this is a meeting to be cherished. Just do what comes natural, eh? Thank you, everyone. I'll make the most of our time together. Thought I heard wind rushing, like there was an aether current nearby, but I don't see one.
There's a little Lalafell floating. It's so cute.
I also find it funny because the water is like ankle deep.
Mm-hmm.
Lala better be careful, otherwise it might drown. It's such a strange feeling to be reunited with you beyond death. Your companions, what are they called? Oh dear, I've completely forgotten to introduce them. Oh, here's Wuklamat, Vow of Resolve of Tulialal. Beside her is Grahatia, my colleague and the students of Baldessian. And this is an adventurer, though that hardly does him justice. He is the most dependable of friends, to whom I owe my life. My word, we clearly have a great deal of thanks to give, don't we, dear? Yes, we do. Our heartfelt gratitude to you all. Not the smoothest of beginnings, is it? If only there were some Jabri Pibil to ease the way, am I right? Wait, that's not a bad idea. Are you hungry? We could bring you something to eat if you like. Thank you, but we're fine. Yeah, it's quite hot here by the springs. Something cold would be lovely. Understood. We'll fetch you all the treats that'll help cool you off. Wouldn't want to be a bother, but... Yes, let's back away so we're not just standing here staring at them. Think nothing of it. That is what friends are for. Thank you. We shall look forward to the cool treats. That was well conceived, Wuklamat. Just putting what I learned in Yaktel to use. If I had to mention a potential problem, however, it is that food here tastes like nothing to the living. Seriously? I had no idea. Still, it appears to be perfectly enjoyable for the endless. And going along with the idea, Cryo likely understands this. It may not instantly break the ice, but I'm hopeful that it will help to thaw it. So, shall we split up and look for what Alia requested? Something cold, ironically? This is supposed to be a special moment, so I say we go with the best treat there is. One that'll leave an impression. The locals ought to be able to recommend something. If you wanted to ask people near the Aetheryte, Grahatia and I will do the same elsewhere. Oh, there's an Aetheryte here. I might not have even noticed it had they not mentioned it. Because there haven't been Aetherites in the other two zones. I looked at that 5 times and I read it as Florida man every time. Whew. After a long hot soak like that, I'm gonna need a Gold Star ice cream. What? You don't know Gold Star ice cream? It's only the most popular treat here in the volcano. While it's a little tricky to tuck into, you can't come here and not try it. There's a stall to the southwest, so you have no excuses. A cold treat that will leave an impression. That's a difficult one. The volcano is a home to fighters, so the food here is mostly the hearty and filling kind. Ah, right. There's a popular stall to the southwest that might just have what you're after. Why don't you go take a look? What snack to have today? Huh? You want a recommendation for something tasty and cold? The stall doesn't have that sort of thing, I'm afraid. But speaking of something cold, I could use an iced drink with my snack. I think I'll get a coffee. Actually, a tea might be better, or even a lemonade. But I can't go past a beer. Yes, let's make it white beer today. So you're here too. Everyone I spoke with recommended Gold Star ice cream. Those colorful balls stacked on top of each other. That'd be the ice cream, I take it. I can see the appeal, but it's going to be hard to deliver it intact. We need 3 servings, so let's get Graha to help carry one. You're talking to a transportation expert. I mean, you can do it alone? Well, there do seem to be vessels for carrying 3. Are you sure about this? Great. They're definitely safer in your hands than in mine. I'll go and tell Graha everything's taken care of. See you back at the springs. They're not going to make us do some kind of crazy balancing minigame, are they? Hello there.
Hang on before you start that.
Alright.
There's a view.
Alright.
That's 43.
I skipped the first line. Alright, 3 servings coming right up. Here you are. You'll want to be quick so it doesn't melt, but also careful so it doesn't collapse. Good luck and enjoy. Deliver the ice cream to Kryl before the time runs out. You will have 2 minutes and 5 seconds to complete the task. Should you fail, return to the starting location and begin anew. Goodness me, what an amazing looking treat. Thank you so much.
Never did we imagine that such a reward awaited us.
Yes.
Oh, don't mind your father. Like me, he's still getting used to
This is just excruciating.
Yes, well, a 20-year blank is not so quickly filled.
Even so, there's got to be something we can do.
You know, I think I might have an idea.
Raha?
What is he do?
Oh, you needn't force yourself.
It doesn't taste of anything to the living, surely.
No, it... I mean it. I've never tasted...
It really does taste so much better when we're all together.
Yes, indeed.
Truly, we've never felt so happy in all our lives. We don't... But at the very least, we can give you some answers. You've risked so much and come so far for them after all.
'Tis our understanding you are researching a power called interdimensional fusion.
To begin at the very beginning, there is a legend passed down by our people, the Milala. In the distant past, we abided in a different world. Our homeland was a paradise of eternal summer, until, that is, the great calamity turned the very seas to ice. As those around them froze to death, our ancestors looked to a mighty relic for salvation. By its power, they opened a portal and used it to flee to another reality.
The key is none other than that relic. And it has been in the safekeeping of our people since time immemorial.
Yes. When lightning threatened this world, we attempted to use the key to flee again, like our ancestors once did. Alas, no matter what we tried, we couldn't invoke its power. We had all but given up when Preservation approached us with an offer of partnership. Desperate as we were, we accepted their help, only to later discover their ulterior motive, to plunder other worlds of ether. Seeking to frustrate their plans, we defected from the Order, and as their agents closed in on us, we seized control of the prototype gate and activated it.
What followed you already know. We sent our daughter and the key through the portal, entrusting them to the men we encountered. You were born with an unusual gift, you see. Upon learning of it, Preservation sought to subject you to experiments.
An unusual gift. The echo, I dare say.
Our people, the Milala, are there any ways I might...
There are, such as visiting the cavern inside the volcano. Our ancient homeland has been recreated there. While it's intended to serve as an entertaining diversion, it ought to teach you a thing or two about our history and traditions.
May we go there? Selfish though it may be, I should love to learn of my ancestors. Of them. And of the legacy my parents entrusted to me.
Sure, by all means. As it happens, it's on the way to our destination.
They didn't spend half as much time as they should have to talk to each other.
Indeed.
Just saying.
I could have used not hearing like the chompy noisy.
Yes.
Not used to hear what?
The eating noises.
Oh, yeah.
I hit some kind of hotkey and disabled something, but I don't know what hotkey I hit, and I don't know what the thing I disabled is. So hopefully it doesn't cause me any troubles.
I need just one moment. I'll be right back.
All right. Also AFK for just a moment.
I'm back.
And I am back. And I am back. Oh, is everybody back?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Hey. With your help, I was able to not only bond with my parents, but know the joy of sharing a meal with them besides. For that, and so much else, I thank you. As my parents told us, the cavern inside the volcano is a place for learning about the Malala's ancient homeland. But I'm hoping it will yield other information as well. Namely, information on preservation. Preservation, the scientists who were researching interdimensional fusion. And prior to that, created the Endless. As living memory is likely also their creation, I expect they would carefully curate any details concerning themselves. But I wish to keep an eye out nonetheless. I'm all for that, of course. Seeing as the key once belonged to the Malala, it couldn't hurt to learn more about them. Right then, let's head inside. And while the cutscene was playing, I pulled up a list of the umbral calamities, as they are known in Eorzea. And apparently the 5th umbral calamity was the calamity of ice. And that was probably the one where the Malala fled their world. Since they were talking about oceans freezing over. So. Quite a mystical atmosphere here. Is this what the Malala homeland was like? Ding ding, correct. What's going on? The ancient home of the Malala people is recreated here in exacting detail. Thanks to the marvel of Electrope, the scale alone has been adjusted in order to accommodate folk of all proportions. Ah, but I have neglected to introduce myself. I am the guide for this facility, the Steps of the Speaker. It shall be my pleasure to assist you as you embark upon your educational journey. There's even a guide. How considerate. Alright then. As we wander around, if there's something we do not understand, we'll certainly ask you. Incorrect. Visits to our facility take the form of a quizzed tour, so the correct answer is follow the instructions of your guide. That's yours truly. Sounds like a pain in the ass. I'm sure it will be both enlightening and entertaining. Let's have them guide us. Very good, madam. I have registered the four of you as visitors. Please proceed through yonder passageway to the chamber beyond. I am going to not follow the instructions, and I'm going to read these plaques. Panel, there's information on the history of the Malala. In the distant past, the Malala abided in peace upon isles of eternal summer. Winter never visited this bountiful land, and the flowers ever bloomed in all the colors of the rainbow. But such idyllic days did not last, for just when it seemed the westerly wind had turned cold, the sea suddenly froze over. From the fish in the water to the birds in the sky, all of the animals soon perished. This unnatural weather continued for seemingly no end, and one by one the Malala fell until the death toll was beyond counting. Those who lived still could do naught but pray as they huddled together for precious warmth. The Malala and the keepers are the keepers of a mighty relic passed down through the ages. While it has the appearance of a crystal, by whose hand it was wrought is unknown. When the great calamity froze their isles, the speaker, their spiritual leader, fervently prayed to the relic for salvation. In answer to their prayers, the relic opened for them a golden path, one that shone like the light of dawn, and through it they fled into a new land. Words are hard. Since the ancient times, the Malala have excelled in calculations. By using formulae and figures to represent all natural phenomenon, they had succeeded in devising a unique system of magic. This gift proved invaluable in their new homeland, where they employed their calculations to etch arcane circuits upon the ore which later came to be known as Electrope. Though through this ingenious technique, Electrope was transformed into a tool that could not only store lightning, but convert it into energy of any element. Esteemed for their excellence in the study of Electrope, the Malala were favored by the rulers of many a nation. Some among them have attempted to invoke the power of their ancient relic to return to their homeland, but their efforts were to no avail. Never again has the golden path opened to allow their ancestors to flee to safety. Eventually the relic came to be forgotten, and some now question whether it ever actually existed. Well, You couldn't return to your homeland because it doesn't exist anymore. Because unlike the 12th and the the 1st and the 9th, actually didn't pull off their rejoining, so they still exist. But the 6th, it pulled off its rejoining.
Just a minute.
All right.
I'm back.
Welcome back. I may have your attention. You stand within a shrine of the Malala, a migrant people who roamed until they found new lands to call their own. According to folklore, they originally hailed from a paradise of eternal summer. Alas, they had no choice but to abandon it when a great calamity froze the very seas. The speaker, their spiritual leader, guided them to safety, and she is enshrined here with the sacred relics she wielded. In this place, they performed rituals dedicated to the dream that one day they might return to their ancestral home. A sacred relic. That must be the key used to initiate interdimensional fusion. Interdimensional fusion? If such a wondrous power existed, I can only imagine what great feats it could be used to achieve. Now then, it's time for a history quiz. Here we go. There are 4 braziers in this room, each of which is accompanied by a panel bearing a statement. If you believe the statement is true, then you must light its brazier by operating the panel. Simple, yes? Without further ado, please nominate a representative to begin. If there are no objections, let us have the Warrior of Light do the honors. Go on and take a look at the panels, my friend. Long ago, our people dwelled on isles of eternal summer, where the flowers ever bloomed. Yet eternity did not last, for a calamity turned the bounteous waters to barren ice. Light the brazier. Praying fervently upon the sacred relic, the speaker opened a portal through which our people fled. However, she alone had to remain behind in order to sustain the power. I don't remember if they said that before. Did they?
No, I don't think so. Oh, they actually kind of give you the answer.
Yeah. Owing to our innate gift in arcane calculations, the Malala not only transformed Electrope into a miraculous tool, but excelled in its study besides. As such, despite originally being outsiders, we were favored by the rulers of many a nation. Nothing in this statement was touched upon in the guide. You will need to find other sources to ascertain its veracity. When lightning threatened the world, the Malala turned to our relic once more. Invoking its power, we opened a portal and returned to our ancient homeland. While the statement is similar to what you heard from the guide, you do not recall the Malalas returning to their homeland. No. Everybody agree with that? 1 light and 3 no's?
Mm-hmm.
Eh. Remember, you must light the braziers whose statements you believe are true. Are you ready for your answers to be judged? Yes. Very well, let the judging begin. You have chosen poorly. You are welcome to try again. However, think carefully on what you have learned and consider reviewing the panels in the first chamber.
Well, I think the only one is the one that we
Yeah.
weren't sure of.
The one, yeah, I was going to say, they did mention that they were favored by many of the nations.
Yeah, I'm
of
not
their
sure
new
why
place.
they said we weren't sure about that one. So,
Yeah.
yeah. You have answered correctly. Congratulations. Great work. I knew you could do it. Taken at face value, the information here would suggest that the Malala had simply migrated from a distant land. But we know better. We are aware of the existence of shard worlds, umbral calamities, and interdimensional fusion. For an event that froze the seas, the 5th umbral calamity comes to mind. That which ushered in the Age of Endless Frost. The legend holds that during that age, the entire population of the South Seas vanished overnight. The art of Arcanima, too, traces its roots to the calculations of the South Sea Islanders. While we cannot outright conclude that these people were the Malalas, there are at least enough points of similarity to support the theory. If you have mused to your satisfaction, let us move to the next chamber. Another quiz awaits. Oh, so they're saying that the Malalas didn't flee the 6th shard, they fled the source. How many of these quizzes are there? Well, that would kind of eliminate the problem I had a few weeks ago where I was commenting on Kryle's soul being smaller than ours. Because if she's actually from a people that were from the source, it would be she would have a source-sized soul.
Mm-hmm.
Why are those bombs named Pineapple? Aether current. We have come to the most enigmatic location in the museum. While it is known as the Speaker's Rest, everything else remains a mystery. No one knows what purpose it served, not even the Malala themselves. That's rather curious. Isn't it, though? Some have suggested that this place is purely the creation of the facility's designer, that it didn't actually exist in the Malala homeland. It's generally believed, however, that the adornments upon the wall are masks that represents the emotions of men. And that brings us to the final quiz. The question is simple. How many types of masks are there? It's the last one already? Something tells me it's not going to be as simple as it sounds. Please take all the time you require. I shall be here when you are ready with the answer. So we need to look at the masks and determine how many unique shapes there are.
I think there's only 2.
3. There's more masks up above.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, lots up above.
But I still think there's only 3 shapes. At least, I don't...
4.
4?
I see
Oh, yeah, I see a 4th now, yeah.
I was gonna say there's 4.
Yeah, I think there are 4. So your answer is 4. How about everyone else? Seriously? I thought it was 6. I also believe it is 4. As do I. And the correct answer is... 4. Congratulations to the 3 of you. Damn it, where the hells did I mess up? And that concludes the quiz tour of the steps of the speaker. I thank you for your visit today, and eagerly look forward to your next.
Finished at last. Gods, I'm exhausted.
If the legend is true, the Malala were refugees from the source. But what is this relic of theirs that can bridge worlds? Who made it? And to what end?
I'm betting the Alligans.
Much about the key remains shrouded in mystery.
Bridge worlds. Who made it? And to what end?
By augmenting it with electrope, Preservation did succeed in opening a portal, yet they could never grasp how they had managed to do so, much less the underlying principles of the technology. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanics of interdimensional fusion, let alone who imbued the key with its power, when they did so, or why.
How they had managed to do so.
Your mic is open, KJ. There you go.
But remember this. The key is a tool, and like all tools, in and of itself, it is a force for neither good nor evil. Once taken in hand, however, its capacity for both is made plain. In delivering one man, it may doom another, making a lie of its bearer's every good intention.
As did Preservation, Queen Sveen seeks to wield the key in the name of those she loves. And in so doing, makes her people party to the destruction of countless souls. We have told you all we can. To be able to share this with you at the last, it feels as though we fulfilled our purpose.
You've come to shut down the terminal.
Yes, we have. But perhaps there's another way, one that doesn't require the...
For the longest time, we've sought a means to erase ourselves before our knowledge could be used for ill. And in you, we have found it. So press on. Press on, and don't look back.
I will. ask?
Of course, my dear.
The earring. Why did you leave it with me?
Because, Kryl, we wanted to see you again. This may seem self-serving, but we wanted to leave a trace of ourselves with you. A hint to guide you to us, so that we could live in hope.
We've dreamed of this day for so long, but now that it's become reality, we wonder if we deserve to enjoy it. We wanted naught but the best for you, yet we've always wondered how much you might have suffered in our absence.
Do not torment yourselves so. As fate would have it, you entrusted what's more. I've been blessed with the finest comrades anyone could have. It's thanks to you that I am here now. Hail, and so please, be at peace.
You already have a beautiful name, but Maya. Our dearest Maya. We love you more than life itself.
Maya. My...
Are you sure about this? You can leave the terminal to us, you know.
No, I must do this. Farewell, Mother. Farewell, Father.
Farewell.
Just wanted to make sure there weren't any more lore tablets or anything, since I could foresee them being deleted when we turned the terminal off. But there weren't. There are a few areas that look primed for a quest after this thing is done, but yeah. You get the lookout point, KJ?
He did, I think.
All right. If I may confide in you, I've been anxious ever since I chose to accompany you to Tyrol. I was afraid of what I might discover. Perhaps I'd learn nothing. First, that my parents didn't love me. But now I know the truth, and I couldn't be happier. I'm glad I took up Pictomancy, and I'm glad I mustered up the courage to say that I wanted to join you. Thank you for trusting me with your life and walking with me all this way. Well, that's all I wanted to say. I'll see this through, rather, we'll see this through together. My apologies for keeping you. Come, let's catch up with the others. The others have told me all. I'm glad Cryle could bid her parents a proper farewell. Now then, to ask this question for the second to last time. Are you ready to shut down the terminal?
You know how to do it.
I do.
We can't just hijack a robot or two, like Otis did.
And Aaron volts back to ellipses. Are you alright, Kryle? I am. I chose to forge on no matter what. And I've had the courage to do so because of you all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I must say, the closer we get to the end, the faster time seems to pass us by. Come, let's head to the fourth and final zone. By now you know how to get there, yes? Yes, we do. Excellent. This time, I'd like to quickly check on the Meso terminal, so I'll meet you at the Gate of Remembrance. Come on, everyone.
I got missed, left behind.
Uh-oh. Just teleport to the... what is the name of this place? Laynode Pyro. It's actually funny, we could probably see you from down here.
It's like hit the, jump in thing and then look down and then look up and I'm like, oh.
Well, when I pushed the button, it did say one or more members of the party is not able to teleport, so I'm not surprised you got left behind. I figured somebody was going to. Also, I've never noticed it before, but when teleporting, you are viewing cutscene.
I don't think it normally does that, though.
Yeah, I don't think it normally does either, but it definitely is this time.
Oh,
Zora teleported to the wrong place.
Oh, I was just gonna say,
I
yeah.
teleported to the wrong place. Oh, that's awesome. It's fine.
Well, I guess we can go there.
Yeah, I just clicked on I couldn't find it in my teleport, and so I'm like, I looked for, and just clicked off on the map for the top.
Gotcha. Did you not pick up the aetherite in the volcano?
No, I guess not.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
As far as I can tell, we still have some leeway from the Meso terminal. Meaning you can carry on getting to know the Endless in the last zone. Wind's Path Gardens, it's called. It's breathtakingly beautiful. That's where your memories are stored, yes? That's right. I left it for last, so I could guide you for as long as possible. Very thoughtful of me, yes? Ah, a great idea just occurred to me. What might that be? I'll save it for after we've arrived on the other side. See you there. Her great ideas are generally less than great. Aaronville. As much as I want to grant your mother her wish, I also want to respect yours. When all's said and done, I want you to be happy. I hope you know this. I know. I know. Narrator. He does not know. Kakiwa isn't only his mother, she's his mentor as well. That can only make it harder for him to say goodbye. Let's go. For now, we keep doing what we've been doing, seeking out the Endless and learning what's dear to them.
I was gonna say, I wonder who we meet in this fourth area, but it might just be her that we do that.
Now, that would be very, knife twisty, but FF14 does like to do that. So. But do we want to continue, or shall we call it for the night? It is getting kind of late, but up to y'all.
I'm fine. I don't know if everyone else is. Zora, KJ.
Doesn't matter to me.
I was saying, do we need to stop
or not?
Yeah.
Either way, it doesn't. It's fine either way.
All right. We shall press on for a bit then.
Okay.
Error. Error. Verification system initialized. User registration confirmed. Greetings and welcome to Wind's Path Gardens, the sanctuary of exploration and discovery. The marvels of the natural world await you.
If I could have everyone's attention, I know we have pressing business, but I'd like to say a few words. Before I died, I had 2 wishes. The first was to see who my Eleneshpia would become. I would say that wish has been fulfilled. Indeed, it has. For the boy who once shunned company has returned a somewhat sociable man, surrounded by wonderful friends. As his mother and mentor both, I couldn't be more proud. As for my second wish, that was to see all manner of nature that I had never seen before. I hoped to explore every corner of the world and there find thriving life. But I didn't even get to see all of Tural, did I? Never enough hours in a day, or days in a year, or years in a life.
Kafkiwa.
Oh, don't give me that look. Though, admittedly, I did go and spoil the mood. Apologies. What I was so poorly trying to work up to asking was this. I want you to help me fulfill my second wish. I have a good feeling about this place. There is so much here I've never seen before, I just know it.
We'd love to see it with...
I thought you might say that. Thank you. Windspath Gardens is home to a collection of flora and fauna that once thrived on the continent. Like the rest of living memory, I haven't explored it in earnest. Controlling my vessel demanded all of my attention. But at long last, I'll get to meet the creatures here. Wrap things up with a perfect little adventure. So, shall we?
Absolutely not. We're to grant you your wish, and then what? You leave. You cannot ask that of me.
Oh, Alaneshpir. Please understand. I just wanted to end on a happy note. Not only for myself, but for all of us. Better that than a sad goodbye, surely.
Then, with your consent, let's begin our adventure. Naturally, while we go about this, feel free to continue befriending Endless and be sure to absorb the delightful scenery. I could think of a loperit that would like to see this place. This is a much better synthetic forest than his.
Mm-hmm.
This particular garden is called Blooms of Discovery. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. And they're actual plants? They are indeed. These specimens were brought here hundreds of years ago for conservation, as the calamity had pushed them to the brink of extinction. So this zone is like a giant conservatory. Precisely, my dear Kryl. Here you'll find flora and fauna the likes of which no longer exist elsewhere. Doesn't the thought just set your heart aflutter? I suppose. I expect that some creatures I encountered outside of Tyrol may have cousins in this world. While I am no expert on life in the reflections, it would make for an interesting study to compare them. Now there's an idea. Leave it up to my pupil to think of such. Here we have not only a traversing adventurer and a veteran gleaner, but a pair of Charlene's finest scholars besides. It's a veritable gathering of inquisitiveness, and I'm thrilled to be part of it. To begin with, I'd like you to scout out the vicinity and report back with any points of note. This would be a good opportunity to speak with the locals. They're bound to be familiar with the area, after all. As Elinshipa suggested, it would be interesting to compare the creatures here with those native to the source. I never ventured outside of Tyrol, so I look forward to your insights. Just leave it to us. I've only ever been to Charleon myself, but I'd like to think I know interesting when I see it. Oh, hello there. What am I doing, you ask? Look up the trunk. See the plants within capsules. Those are species that either can't survive in Windspath Gardens or would be invasive or disrupt the ecosystem. The capsules recreate the conditions they require, from tropical to frigid climes, while keeping them isolated. In this way, any and all plant life can be preserved forever, just like ourselves. You see a creature wandering about that resembles the treants native to the Twelveswood. I thought that was actually something we were supposed to be paying attention to. For those who didn't notice, a giant fiery dragon fell from the sky.
Uh-huh.
The flower garden appears to be meticulously maintained, if not by endless, then by machines. Did you know that even the water here is created using electrope? The initial product is too pure, though, and adjustments have to be made to compensate for the composition resembles what's found in the natural environment. Just one of the many things they do to create the ideal condition for these plants to thrive. I don't know what's to become of the world outside the barrier, but I should like to visit a lovely spot such as this in real life. Speaking of lovely spots, have you been to the top of the lookout here? It's a great vantage point, and there's even a food stall in case you're hungry. Nothing says adventure quite like food stalls. Of course, the thought that's going through my head is when we turn the terminal off, we're basically dooming this entire ecosystem.
Yeah.
If they depend on the electrope for their water, then yeah. My ancestors aren't actually Alexandrian, but hailed from a place called Clont Petit. They had some unique customs there. For instance, when greeting someone, you had to say "lolly-ho" in a spirited manner. Our settlement was also famous for a gigantic tree that grew nearby. It was so enormous that when you stood at its base, the roots covering the ground went beyond the horizon. The terminal here at Windspath Gardens is apparently inspired by that very tree. The Aoife tree, its name was. It may not be real, but it's nice to have it as a memento for posterity. And that was a location in Final Fantasy IX.
And you picked up the Aetheryte, right?
I did not. I may have completely ran in a circle around it without actually seeing it there. I agree with Kryl. It says, while the arboretums of Charlium imitate natural environments, this place has the feel of an exhibit. In that sense, I guess the word gardens does suit it well. Ah, welcome back. Kryl has just been delivering me the most fascinating report. You have some engaging impressions to share too, I hope? Well, that is all very interesting indeed, but I must say I am most fascinated by the ambulating trees. While there are similar creatures in Urkalpaka, could you tell me more about these treants as you know them? I'm going with option 2. That's so. But it makes sense that they would adapt to the environment in that fashion. I imagine they need careful management to flourish, such as having specific varieties of trees around them. The management of ecosystems. That calls to mind Labyrinthos, does it not? That it does. Lest you wonder, Labyrinthos is a storage facility deep beneath Charlian that contains a recreation of a temperate climate zone. Such a place exists. Amazing. By the by, did anyone also catch sight of the large scalekin? A large scalekin, you say? What does it look like? Nothing I've seen before, but it has a rodent-like form and walks on all fours. If it looks like a rodent, wouldn't that make it a beastkin? No, it's covered in scales. Ones that appear to mimic succulent plants. By that, I would definitely classify it as a scalekin. Well, it's hard to say for certain without seeing it. Why don't you show me? Very well. It was in a flower field earlier, and should still be near. Let's head over there, then. When we find it, we'll see who's right. 2 of you should come along, too, to lend us your opinions. Go ahead. I'll let the others know and then join you. You spot a beast resembling the echovore you encountered on the first. That's the one there. I see. At a glance, it certainly has the look of both a scalekin and a beastkin. Let's examine it more closely, shall we? Tell me your observations. It has deft little paws. Indeed, such forelimbs would be ill-suited to holding nuts and berries and the like. Well-suited. Well-suited. Having studied it, I believe that the scales upon its back are in fact a unique form of hide. Rather than being shed, it grows with the creature. You may be right. If we consider that along with its other characteristics, such as its face and its hands, it's more likely to be a beastkin, like you said. Physical examination would be needed to confirm this beyond a doubt, but I'm satisfied simply to have seen it. It seems you alone were familiar with this species. Where did you encounter it? The fairy kingdom of the first. He has been to the very edge of existence. He has seen life that others could only imagine. Amazing. Creation truly holds no end of mysteries. Oh, how I'd love to see them all. The life beyond the bounds of our star and plane both. Looks like we're having fun. Hearing about the unknown never fails to rouse me. I felt the same way when Ketterman, or Kettenrum, and Galuf treated me to the tales of their travels. Met my grandfather, too? Oh, didn't I already mention it? It was when Galuf came to Taral to investigate the Golden City. I happened to have business with Galul Jaja, so we met in Tulial. Little did I know that the tiny babe he was cradling would return as you. To think that our paths had already crossed all those years ago. Not only yours and mine, Elenshpa, you were there too, you know? I don't remember. It's quite fine if you don't. It was actually because Galuf told me about Charlian that I later urged Elenshpa to take up gleaning. My fussy bun was growing up dour and withdrawn, and it was when I was at my wit's end that I recalled your grandfather's story about gleaners. Seeing the world through their adventures would inspire a change for the better, I believed. I'm sorry I was dour and withdrawn. If you ask me, you still have some work to do. But it's because you're that way that you're with us now, and I for one am grateful. Well, let's keep moving, shall we? There's a facility I've been wanting to visit. The Clarion Museum of Nature. They're supposed to have creatures that take you on leisure flights. There's just one problem. It seems only 3 people can fly at one time. Then you and Aaronville should go. The rest of us still have plenty of other things to do. We can do here. If there's room for one more, why don't you come with us? That's settled. The museum is at the bottom of the ramp that runs west of Leno Aero. Come on. It does look the part, this museum. I must say I'm curious what's inside. Here it is, the Clara Museum of Nature. The main building is closed to the due to the aether shortage, but happily they're still offering leisure flights. And these are the fellows that will bear us. How adorable. They don't look capable of flight. Ah, come on now. You know better than to judge a creature by its appearance. This will be great, I know. Are they capybaras? They look like capybaras. They are definitely capybaras.
Mm-hmm.
Begging your pardon, but this is where you can go on leisure flights, yes? Indeed it is. Bearing you will be our adorable Mewapiras, who are especially trained by a Turali friend. Just say the word, and we shall send you up and away. And there you have it. Shall we then? I mean, it would be funny if we all get on and then she takes off and we just end up standing here.
Mm-hmm.
You're ready? Then go ahead and mount up. The capybaras fly at a set route, so you need only relax and enjoy the view. Ah, that was wonderful. An experience worth saving to the very end. You two enjoyed yourselves as well, I trust. It was enjoyable enough, I suppose. From my fussy bun, that's high praise. I'm glad I invited you. Thank you for indulging me. If I could, I'd go for another 100 rides, but I must settle for the one. It's time we were headed to the Aero Terminal. If there are still things you wish to do, you'll want to do them now. When you're ready, make your way along the path yonder. I'll find the others and let them know the same.
Oh, a nice fairy.
What was that, KJ?
Just wonder if everybody got the ether current.
We did.
Okay.
She's only a facsimile constructed from her memories. I understand this. But when she's right there, as alive and spirited as I've ever known her, how am I supposed to do it? How am I supposed to erase her? Does she even know how it tears me apart?
How delightful this has been. Not since my journey with the Dawn Servant have I enjoyed myself so. No, I'm selling it short. This was even better. And that's because I was able to share this adventure with my darling boy. Well, this is as far as I can go. As for the rest...
Just stop. You're doing it again. Deciding everything by yourself, and then disappearing.
Eleneshpia, you're my pupil, so you ought to understand. Everything that lives must one day die, and that which has died isn't meant to return. This is the way of nature. Mine is an unnatural existence, and I've suffered it only because I had to unmake this twisted mausoleum. But now that brave souls have appeared to whom I might entrust my mission, I may finally embrace the end. Can't you be happy for me?
How could I be
I was actually quite scared, you see. Scared that I'd be trapped inside the barrier forever, and denied the thrill of discovery for all my days. Your coming gave me courage and comfort, Eleneshpia. More than you know. And now here I stand, unburdened and free. In this moment, the happiest of my life.
As you wish, Mother. I'll continue what you began. You were right, of course. Leaving home has broadened my horizons. I've met my friends and found this place. So I bid you leave your dreams with me. And no, I'll go where you couldn't go, and do what you couldn't do. I will.
Look at you. All grown up and dependable. Yet with so much more ahead. A world of experiences await you, each a lesson of its own. You may know failure and burning regret, but these too shall become beacons to guide you. So come what may, hold your head high and carry on with conviction. And wherever your journeys take you, keep me close to your heart, will you? I should like to be there, to see what I haven't seen.
You will be.
Now, run along. And never forget that you're my pride and joy. I trust you all can handle the rest. Take care, and farewell.
We'll leave this up to you, Aaronville. I won't waver. Not anymore. If you're ready yourselves, then so am I.
That makes all of them.
All that remains is to wait for the meso-terminal to become vulnerable when it's about to initiate fusion. And then we strike.
Please be advised, we are entering the final phase of world bridging. Repeat, we are entering the final phase of world bridging. The ether of all residents will shortly be replenished. Be at ease. No action on your part is required. We thank you for your patience.
Wait, it's already begun?
Not a moment too soon. It's as if she's saying she won't let us do as we please anymore. Though through our time here, we've come to know what it is Speen seeks to protect. That doesn't change what we have to do. And I would say that's a good place to stop. Note the name of this quest. The last one. And there is a dungeon and a trial connected to this one, so
Okay.
that means we will have probably an entire stream on that one quest next time.
Yeah.
Once again, one or more party members was unable to teleport.
Yeah, it's a volcanic one.
Ah, gotcha. Alright guys, well, I believe that is where we will call it for this time. And I will see y'all again next week sometime. So, until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. I hope y'all enjoyed it. See y'all next time. Have a good night.